we're live. Hey, everybody. It is Sunday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall Plays Descent. I am a bit tired. My computer had an issue last night where the cooling pump for the CPU died. So the CPU was overheating. And to really bad extent, like the computer froze up entirely. Would not I'd boot back up again. We checked the temperature in the BIOS. We have fixed it and replaced it today. We also gave my editing rig a new video card, which will hopefully help improve editing in DaVinci Resolve. But otherwise, the computer seems to be functional. We'll see if we have any problems as we're actually playing Descent tonight. A bit tired is better than a lot tired. True that. But yeah, I hope y'all are having a good week. I hope you enjoyed the Invincible review. I will hopefully have the next episode out in the next few days. It will not be Metal Gear Solid, because I am not confident about getting that out, because I need to collect all the footage for the game, write it up, and all that jazz. And I knew that might be a problem, so I'm doing another live show adaptation. It's going to be Star Trek: The Next Generation #1. The script adaptation is almost done. That one required a little bit more work, just because there's lots of complaining in it. And complaining is not necessarily the same thing as jokes. I want to actually, say funny things. And not just be like, ugh, this is stupid. This isn't like the show. I need to, funny ha-has. Oh, I think, Mark, think. Yeah, so people were pointing this out. People were pointing this out in the comments. Well, technically the meme is in there because he does tell Mark to think. No. The meme is specifically the shot of Omni-Man standing over Mark's broken body on the mountain, pointing at his own head.
Yes.
That is the meme part.
That's me.
That is the meme part. If it doesn't have that, it's not the meme. Mind you. Introducing who we have on tonight. We have like a full house here. We got Crimson.
Hey.
We have Eliza.
In here.
We have Zen with Eliza.
I am a bunny, and I, Bunny, am taking over this stream.
We have Lotus.
Good evening, everyone.
And we have Xandrew.
Hello, everybody.
What's
just saying that Lotus is the most calm out of all of us. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Lotus is always the calmest out of all of us. That's how he gets away with doing the puns. We don't expect him to do something that makes us all suddenly be mad at him.
It is pretty nice and understated, but that's also just how I am on my videos. I'm just low key. Like, it's just me.
It's true. Okay, but before we continue, I have a bone to pick with everyone.
Yep.
How many times do the mods have to tell you guys that the 15th Doctor and the 14th Doctor are off limits? I am very disappointed in everyone, and I, for one, if I see anybody talking about Doctor Who or the 15th Doctor tonight in the chat, I'm kicking you. No warning. I'm done. I'm fucking done with you guys. Stop it.
I am especially in favor of this plan because I have already been spoiled on several things for this season. Vega and I only started watching the season a few days ago, so we're only 3 episodes in. All 3 of those episodes were really good. I was very happy with all of them, but I know potential spoilers now, and one thing, especially for the 3rd episode, got spoiled for me. Mind you, I didn't know it was for the 3rd episode, but because, I'm not keeping track of how many episodes in we're in. We're 7, 8 episodes in now?
I think so, something like that.
Have we reached the season finale yet? I don't know, because they had a shorter season last time.
I think the season finale is this week.
Also, I'm having fun playing with this fidget lighter here that I 3D printed.
Nice. Doctor Who finale.
Thumbs up.
I'm just going to ask. No, not the one for New Who.
But yeah, I got spoiled on stuff just from people casually talking about things on Blue Sky. And, I deliberately may go out of my way to try to not get spoiled on stuff. Just don't post public spoilers. You can say, hey guys, I'm starting a thread, spoilers ahead, Ed here, mute this thread ahead of time. But, I scroll down on all the people I follow, and my friends just casually, posted spoilers. I'd appreciate if you didn't. I turned off trending topics to make sure this wouldn't happen.
Looks like this Friday is gonna be the finale.
Alrighty.
But yeah, I have not caught up with Doctor Who because I was in paralegal school, and somebody decided to spoil something from last episode that I have not seen all season, and I'm fucking pissed because that should have been an organic thing.
By the way, I have a pretty nice segue here because Zen mentioned this before we went live, but Lord AJF Drucken says, "So, Zen, Eliza, tell Lewis how your Transformers viewing is going."
Oh boy!
Wow, you see, Megatron has fallen over and eaten too much Taco Bell. I, Bunscream, am taking over as leader of the Bunsepticons.
Oh, thank God I'm not part of the Bunsepticons. Jesus Christ.
That doesn't really answer the question, but...
It's been really hard. So far, our favorite episode has been SOS Dinobots, and the worst has been The Ultimate Doom.
Yeah,
The
Ultimate
is
Doom.
terrible.
Yeah, so let me put it this way.
The Ultimate Doom was
I know
from
nothing
1995.
about Transformers outside of two things. I started with, when I was a kid, I saw Transformers Armada and a little bit of Energon, I believe. And then I have seen Season 1 of Transformers Animated. But going back to G1 is a trip. There's a lot that I love. I love the Dinobots. I love some of the dumb things, the animation errors, and a lot of the characters. But when we got to the Ultimate Doom, it was too much, too fast, and I was so bored because half the time I was like, what is going on? And it just resolved itself.
No problem. Yeah, remember our spoiler policy is 6 months at least. Older stuff we're yeah, it's been that's just in general for spoilers of anything. It needs to be out and released for 6 months before you can talk openly. That gives people plenty of time to do so. Reminder that people do not watch stuff, not everyone watches stuff immediately after it comes out. And of course, so yeah, feel free to spoil Transformers from 30, 40 years ago.
Hey, did you guys know that Optimus Prime is Jesus? I saw it in a movie once.
Oh my God. I won't say that. And somebody who, when they were a child, thought that Optimus Prime was a minor character.
Listen, the 1986 movie made me believe in Jesus again, and it just happens to be Optimus Prime. It's fine.
Well, speaking of which, this is also another good segue, because guess what we're getting after Metal Gear Solid?
Huh?
Transformers the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna say, I told you guys who requested Metal Gear Solid. Actually, now that I think about it, it was not the person I told. They requested Transformers the movie.
You know what's fun about the movie?
Vader's Luke's dad. Your rules can suck it. It's 6 months. 6 months, dude. Nice try.
You know what's fun about the movie is that Orson Welles was phoning in his performance, but because he was playing an ancient eldritch horror that actually contributed to the performance.
Wait, the 1986 movie or the
1986 movie? Yeah.
The 1986 movie.
Fuck that
Megatron's
great.
do you know who you're talking to? And Orson Welles is I don't give a fuck who I'm talking to.
He's so great.
Yeah, I'm so much better than you are. What are you doing?
Nobody summons Megatron. Then I'm honored to be the first.
I love that, and that was the most emotion he put into the role too. I'm honored to be the first.
Good stuff. I'm looking forward to that to that one in general. Originally, the patron wanted me to cover Transformers 1, but it was inside of the 1-year cutoff date. I have seen Transformers 1 since then. I enjoyed it.
Oh man, I didn't know that, Grab. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh my God, Ben Kenobi is really Obi-Wan! You bastard!
Impossible.
OB stands for Ben.
But
You just blew my mind!
I don't know how that works, but anyway.
Still, big shout out to Graham, Nightwing GL in the chat, because he's the one who fixed up the computers today to make them all run nicely.
Thanks, Graham.
Because the truth of the matter is that, while Linkara the character can build robots and artificial intelligences and stuff like that, I actually don't know how the hell to, make this thing work.
Whoa. Can I just say, Luke and Leia are siblings? Somebody better tell them that.
Oh God.
They better tell the movie creators that, because that was just dropped on the series.
Well, we'll let them know after they're done making out.
Yeah, if something goes wrong, it's all your fault, Graham. Good job. Good job.
We got a super chat from Captain Avenger about the Transformers the movie review. I originally wanted Lewis to review Transformers 1, but he refused because it was too recent to be reviewed on YouTube.
Yeah, sorry. I have a cutoff date of 1 year after release before I'm allowed to do it, because at that point, you can't argue that, like, it's easier for me to argue that I'm not, like, affecting sales with my review of it if it's long past the point where the movie is making its money. Then that's in my benefit as a reviewer. So I give it 1 year. That's especially the case with comics, because with comics, there's a piracy problem when it comes to comics, and in that case, we don't want to be give DC or Marvel or any other company an excuse to say, well, you're affecting the sales of our product by just posting all these screenshots, all these comic pages and everything like that. Like, some comic YouTubers will go the extra step of like blanking out all the dialogue balloons. I've never felt the need to do that. The only time I ever got copyright struck, or even content ID. No, this was a copyright strike for printed pages, was Uzumaki, which was owned by that one company that likes to like block people for all their Pokemon stuff.
Also, I just want to address one comment in chat. Isn't Metal Gear Solid a long game? The first one is not that long.
When I looked it up, it was like what 20 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take in all the sites, like,
yeah, I'm not gonna
near 20 hours.
Yeah, I'm not doing like a full slow exploration. If I get screwed over on it, it's because
under 10 hours.
Yeah, if I get screwed over on it, it's only because I'm not good at stealth games.
I'll tell you this right now: stagger your saves, because you could save anytime you want when you call Mei Ling. Just stagger your saves.
Yep.
Also, I don't get that. Metal Gear Solid games didn't really get long until Snake Eater, because I once beat Metal Gear Solid 2 3 times in one day.
Yeah, 2 is doable. I mean, like, if you don't watch the cutscenes, they're quicker than you think if you know what to do, but they did get longer after a point.
Anyway, we are like 15 minutes into the stream, so we should start getting over to Descent. We can continue our conversations there.
Yeah, oh, hey, do you know what the fuck I just finished, by the way?
What'd you finish?
Season 4 of MASH. I'm on Season 5, and nobody told me about Dagwood, the ping pong cat champion. How dare you?
Well, you said no spoilers.
I have no
MASH
idea.
is from 1974.
I've never seen that.
To be fair, I didn't know. I don't know jack squat about MASH, so there's that factor.
Okay, so there's a.
Also,
they're
even if
doing.
it's in the 70s, spoiling a show you're currently watching is a dick move.
I mean, that's fair. But I finally finished the 4th season, and the second to last episode, they have like this, like, like the old army serials where they talk about like things going on in the United States for like GIs and whatever. So there's a point where there's like a cat, like an 8-year-old cat that's playing ping pong with somebody, and she's just really good at it. And her name's Dagwood. And I'm watching this, and it's amazing. And Cody just yells out of nowhere, "Keep Portland weird!" Because the cat's from Portland. I guess that's a thing. I don't know.
By the way, Linkara, regarding playing Metal Gear Solid, like, are you doing it on PC now that it's on PC?
I am doing it on PC. I'm doing the GOG release, which is a port of the which should be the PC port from 2000.
That's bizarre.
That also was whatchamacallit. That is based off of Metal Gear Solid Integral.
Yeah, it's really weird to think about, but there were dedicated PC releases, that aren't quite the same. Like, I mean, only if you're like a speedrunner would you probably notice the variations in the games. But yeah, the PC release is not a port of the PS1 release.
Yeah. T-Elite says, so are you going to play Descent 2 and 3 on stream, or do I need to start planning for another game thumbnail?
I think we are only going to do Descent 1 on stream. At the very least, we'll take a break, probably play like Hitman 3 or something. I have not decided what we're doing after this, but yeah, Hitman 3 I think will be fun to play on stream, because we haven't done that. Because we haven't done Hitman in a while, and we want to bring back... Propano the Clown, yes. Also, how is sound for everybody?
Yeah.
J Manor Productions, so you managed to get the game at a discount? Yes, because of you. J Manor Productions, I let them know that Metal Gear Solid was going to be, we were going to take a break in between to do Star Trek TNG, and then I needed a little extra time to do, anyway for Metal Gear Solid because funds were really low. So I was like, well, the Steam release is $20, so like I need to hold off for a little bit before I get paid. And then I said like I was gonna check on GOG if it was a different price. I was like, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. J Manor checks, and indeed the GOG release was only $7.
Nice.
Because they were having a sale that was ending that day.
Oh dang, timing.
Indeed. Also, we were running out of energy. I'm gonna have to switch over to the Vulcan cannon for a bit.
By the way, are you recording the game?
No, I'm not. I should fix that.
You should probably fix that.
Yeah.
Oh, not a
Do you feel the
14.
need to restart, or do you not need that footage?
I'll be fine. Just start recording.
All right, and remember, make sure the channels are appropriate so that our voices are recorded separately.
It should be.
Yeah.
The computer is suddenly slowing down for a minute, probably because it's thinking about this. So I don't know if the stream... There we go.
I was gonna say it'd probably take it a second. Give it a second.
All right, did the stream hiccup for anybody else?
Yeah,
Not much.
not much, but it did.
Speaking of sales, I went to Games by James today because I got my birthday coupon,
Very nice.
All right, what's
and
new?
I managed to get 3 board games,
We're a lot to haul back the car.
which are they're really big board games because I like myself some really good, some really hefty board games.
We had a nice day out. We went to the library and we found some good books, including My Wife is a T-Rex.
Which I'm going to enjoy reading because it sounds silly as hell.
And then we went to the library. We went to the Bath and Body Works to stock up again. We went to Jamba Juice, and then we went to Games by James, and then we went to a knitting store. It was a big day because I'm going back to work soon, so we're kind of getting ready for that. But
You say a knitting store?
Yeah, I like doing crochet. It's kind of a hobby of mine.
That's neat.
we do a lot of stuff. I do cross stitch mostly, but there's a nice knitting store in the mall, and it was great. But also we found they're putting in a Lego store.
Yes.
Yo!
We're doomed because we like Lego so much.
We are doomed. The Lego store is coming. They're going to be putting in a really big Lego store at the mall here, so we're doomed.
That's awesome.
Doomed. We are doomed to not have extra funds.
Speaking of Doom, wait, let's see. Trevi did talk about what about Doom for a future stream kind of thing.
I want to do Doom. I don't know if I'll do it as a stream, but I do want to play Doom the Dark World. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't have any money for it.
Dark Ages?
Dark Ages, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the game's like 5 minutes old, so it's like full price.
Yep.
Alright,
The
so,
game is 5 minutes old.
okay, no spoilers when I say this. It's so good!
I know. My
the
friend
last
in
two
the
were really good.
Science Squad, Tia, they showed me footage they were playing of it. And it's like there's a bit I don't know if it totally counts as a spoiler,
Uh-huh.
but there you go. You get into a mech.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense, because Eternal teased those giant mechs that no longer function.
It's official. Doom guy is a tokusatsu hero.
Also, one of the things I got at the library, which I'm looking forward to reading as soon as possible, is Wonder Woman: the Golden Age stuff, Volume 1.
Well, enjoy a lot of bondage.
Well, to be fair, I already enjoyed bondage, so this is gonna be no different for me.
Also, they had this book that I thought was looking cool. It's a Good Girls Go to Hell, and I'm like, I'm intrigued.
I think I've heard of that.
But there's a lot that I haven't seen, so when she's done reading, I'm gonna read some of that.
I normally get around 10 books, but I actually went under what I normally get. I only got 8 books because I did not bring my book bag. I have this large bag that I usually go take with me when I go to the library to carry books in.
She was forgetting all her things.
But One time I went to the library and checked out 28 books. That's the most I ever checked out at once.
No secrets there. Alrighty.
Only 28 books, really?
Yeah, it was a full series of books from a single author.
Okay, that's fair.
I was kind of upset because I was looking to see if they had like the Raven's Knot or the Woven Path, the Weird Sisters books that I never got to finish as a kid, and they didn't have it, but they're only $7 online, so I want to check those out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's trivia as far as I'm aware. Do you know where the name The Weird Sisters presumably comes from?
No.
Your mom's dress short. I don't know.
Macbeth.
Macbeth, yeah, that makes sense.
Macbeth, yeah.
The Weird Sisters.
I don't even remember if they're called that like in the lines of the play, but they're the witch at the beginning.
I am going to say Macbeth because we're not on stage.
If you could call fucking Macbeth.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I never say the name of the Scottish play because I'm too superstitious and I used to be a stage manager.
Listen, we may not be in a play, but we are performing here. We are
Yeah,
giving
I
a.
mean, I don't, not doing it.
I don't have legs to break.
Look, I spent so much time working in theater, both on stage and behind the curtain, as a stage manager, as a lights manager, as literally everything in the theater.
You are the lights?
Lights manager is somebody who literally just makes sure the lights go on at the right time.
It's time to light the lights.
Yeah, it's like light board operator, except they're like more important or whatever.
Yep. I have been literally done every single job in a theater.
Okay, so what am I
I
missing?
am probably the most superstitious person when it comes to theater.
Meanwhile, I'm not, but I'm also a ghost. So
If
to
you
make
were that
me-
superstitious, you would not say the name of the Scottish play. I'm just saying.
Which is why I'm calling it the Scottish play. But while it's not said in the play, the Weird Sisters are actually named that in the script.
Yeah. So, like, I really liked the first book as a kid because it did a lot that I didn't expect. And I want to kind of get back into the Woven Path, but I never really got past the Raven's Knot, and I don't know how the third book ends. So I want to see how that goes. There was also a book series I read as a kid, and I don't remember the name of it. I've been searching for a while. It's basically a group of kids who made up this Arthurian legend and somehow get transported into it. I never finished the second book, so I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to have to search for it.
My source is I made it the hell up.
Okay, I'm gonna be weird when I say this, but was the series called the Bob Arthur or
No, it was like it was a group of kids, and they were able to go between the two worlds, but they scripted it. It was all like something related to something they scripted, and they were trying to figure out how it worked within their script. It was interesting, but I forget the name of it. They just didn't explain a lot.
Okay, that's fair.
There is a series of books that I no longer have that I need to get new versions of because my first editions are from the many things that got stolen.
Oh, we got a super chat. Tia Lee wants to know if Lewis is the P.O. Box address up to date. He wants to send something in about a month.
Yeah, P.O. Box is current.
Okay, then, there you go.
Because I used to have first editions of all of the Elfric Baum Wizard of Oz books.
That's the good stuff right there. My mom read to my brother and me the all the Oz books. Mind you, I can't remember half of them.
My favorite
I
thing-
have at this point read all of the Baum Oz books, and my mom occasionally finds like old editions at like flea markets and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice.
The reason why I was drawn to the Oz books as a child is because the first one I ever read was The Marvelous Land of Oz, which features a trans girl as the main character.
Not saying anything.
Because the main character is the boy Tip, who by the end becomes the Princess Ozma.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, century-old spoilers.
God, you guys are so bad with your spoilers. Fuck.
Literally came out in 1900.
Okay, look, you're 125 years too late. It's fine.
Next thing you're gonna tell me the wizard's not actually an actual wizard.
He's not.
He's not!
He's also not a good
What?
person.
He's not.
I think he's taught like minor magic in the later books.
Yes.
How could that be? The book is called The Wizard of Oz.
Starting from the Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, which I believe is book 5, off the top of my head. It could be book 4. It's either book 4 or 5. The wizard is starting to be taught magic from by both Glinda, and he learned some while he was on the road.
By the way, speaking of which, by the way, Glinda is in fact the Witch of the South.
Yep.
I don't even remember what the northern one's name was, if she had one.
Anywho.
Also, here's a fun fact that's like, I mean, it's known for people who read the books, but for the people who only ever saw the movie, I don't know how well known this is. The Emerald City isn't even emeralds. Like, that also was a grift. They had people, when they came into the city, wear these glasses, like so the green light doesn't dazzle your eyes, but the glasses were just green tinted to make things appear green.
Yes and no. In Marvelous Land, it's revealed that originally this city was made of emeralds, but the wizard put the glasses on people so that they would think that they were still made of emeralds, as he replaced all the emeralds with white stone.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh.
The wizard is kind of evil in the first few books.
What? No!
You mean like in the James Franco version that nobody likes to talk about? That one?
What?
Yeah, the wizard really did some surprisingly heinous stuff, but when he's caught, he's like, "Oh, gee, oh, shucks, I was just trying to be impressive. You caught me."
Like, people are saying that they're surprised that the wizard is evil and wicked. I'm like, have you never read these books?
Well, I mean, no, they haven't. They watched the movie that was on TV every year when they were a kid.
Yeah, or they've watched the terrible James Franco version that nobody likes.
To be fair, I like parts of that, but...
It's a shame, because that's like a Sam Raimi movie. I should want to watch it, and I just don't.
You don't want to watch it. I've watched it. It's terrible.
It just has a bad reputation.
There's like 4 good scenes in it, and that's it.
Yeah, and most of the rest of it is like racist? Question mark.
Yeah. Here's a small list of the evil things the wizard does in the first few books. 1. Convinces the King of Oz to go to a land that constantly erases your memory.
Fun.
By telling him that there's a cure there for his wife who is dying while in childbirth labor.
Again, oh god.
I mean, but that's just like Victorian era. Like, they would send women to the fucking loony bin if, and I can say that because I'm crazy. They would send women to the loony bin just for having the humors out of balance. Like, come on, man.
The Wonderful Liar of Oz.
Also, Jane Manor says, spoilers, it might protect your car, but it bends.
The next evil thing he does, kidnaps Ozma, turns Ozma into the boy Tip, and then gives Ozma to a evil witch who abuses her for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's unreal.
While also doing nothing to keep her mother alive while she's dying in childbirth.
So when they announced the wizard as the Wizard of Oz, the Great and Terrible, I think they should have kept the emphasis on the terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luigi Mansion, do you like the Wall album by Pink Floyd? I've never actually listened to the full album. I like Another Brick in the Wall, obviously.
I've heard some of it. I like what I've heard, but I couldn't tell you about the whole thing.
Yep.
I don't even know what that is.
Wonderful treatise against capitalism. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Did I ever watch the Wizard of Oz cartoon that was made in the 80s based on the Judy Garland film? Yes. I also watched the 80s anime based on the Wizard of Oz that was actually really damn good and a lot better.
What am I missing here? What is the thing that I cannot see? Where am I supposed to go?
I am obsessed with Oz and also obsessed with animation, so of course I did these things.
Of course.
Also, I watched the Wonderful Galaxy of Oz, which is a trip and a half.
Wait a minute, like a Wizard of Oz, but in space?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's amazing. So the Yu-Gi-Oh card archetype.
And yes,
you guys want to learn a thing? because this is freaking crazy.
Nani?
Okay, so reasons for admission to a mental asylum 1864 to 1889. This is during the Victorian era. You ready?
I'm
Ill
scared.
treatment by husband.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jealousy and religion, which, why are they in the same area? It's fine. Laziness.
Here we go.
Okay, this one kind of freaks me out a little bit. Mental excitement.
Yeah, you can't let them women folk get too excited.
Yep.
What the fuck, man? Anyway, periodical fits, tobacco, political excitement, politics, too much religious enthusiasm.
Yeah, anytime you felt too much joy or excitement or energy about anything, no, you go to you go to the mental asylum. The Victorians were freaking weird.
Okay.
Asthma, you guys, asthma.
And tell you what my favorite Mission Impossible movie is none of them. I hate them all.
Really?
Bad whiskey, which is really funny. Death of your son in war.
See, I can see that, like trauma and grief and stuff like that. I can see that as a reason to go to an asylum.
Yeah, but like, what the... Okay, desertion by husband.
I mean, obviously, yes. Yeah, of course, a Victorian asylum is not the best place to deal with your grief, but you know what I mean.
No, I do. My other favorite one, domestic trouble.
God.
Excitement as officer. Fever and jealousy. Fighting the fire. My personal favorite, the war. It doesn't specify any war, it just says the war.
Also, the reason why I dislike the Mission Impossible film is because I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible show.
Ah.
Yeah, right, there was a show before the movie.
Yeah, it was an old TV show.
Okay, wait, guys. Snuff eating for 2 years.
Enough eating?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically chewing tobacco.
Yep.
Yeah, it's chewing tobacco.
No, I've only seen
Greediness.
Mission
Greed. And of course, the best one that's never, ever defined female disease.
Hysteria.
So I've seen Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3. I don't remember much about 1. I like 2 enough, even though
What
it's
is?
like the dumb one. And I remember 3 being legit good.
The reason why I dislike it is because I tried watching the first one, and they turned the main character of the show into the bad guy in the first film.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's one of those like clever. It's like that's a legitimately clever twist, but it also like just shits on people's childhoods.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, to be fair, while your reason is valid, you also have another reason
Yeah, I also have a personal grudge against Tom Cruise.
because of acting. You've done everything.
Tom Cruise got me kicked off 2 movie sets, so I kind of have a personal grudge there.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's fair. Where is?
Like,
So-
I was in the other room and had to comment on that because you got kicked off for joking about Tom Cruise like everyone else did.
Yeah, which I'm the one who got kicked off the set. Everyone else making the same joke. Why did I get singled out?
Oh,
No, actually, PMS was not on that list, which is kind of weird.
Well, maybe it was. Maybe it was female disease.
Maybe that's what female disease is. I don't know.
Heck?
But yeah, I got kicked off of 2 film sets because of Tom Cruise. It's nothing big. I didn't make a big deal out of it.
where is the Red Hulk? There you are.
Smash the Red Hulk.
And it was mostly because I did something that everyone else was doing on the set. Making fun of Tom Cruise's fight. Because I managed to do it while he was standing right behind me.
Did you make sure to slowly turn around and go, he's right behind me, isn't he?
I don't think I've ever liked a Tom Cruise movie, to be honest.
I like Mission Impossible 3, and again, I have, like, a degree of enjoyment of Mission Impossible 2. Otherwise, I don't know if I've even seen a Tom Cruise movie. Otherwise, like, Tropic Thunder, that's a movie that had Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, but I don't count that because he wasn't technically the...
I didn't even know it was him until the credits. That blew my mind.
Teely, what was it? Watch the last movie today while I left people to discuss TROS and the server wall. Yeah, that one was my fault. It was fine to call that happy.
There is one Tom Cruise movie I actually do like, but that's because I watched it when I was a kid, and I liked it as a kid. And I mostly like it because of something other than Tom Cruise being in it. Tim Curry is also in it.
I think the only one I've seen.
I haven't. Is Tom Cruise in Legend? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's Legend. It's Legend.
Yeah.
I heard Legend was kind of like mediocre, except that Tim Curry's makeup is like absolutely unbelievable.
And Tim Curry himself is fucking amazing.
Well, that goes without
I've seen
saying.
clips of Collateral, and those clips that I have seen are freaking awesome, but I have not seen the movie Collateral.
I will say okay, I'm looking at his filmography right now, and I think the only movie I actually liked, and more for Jack Nicholson, was A Few Good Men.
Yeah,
And
I saw
that's
that.
literally it, because I
Handle the
hated
Truth
Interview
thing.
with the Vampire. I
Really?
hated that movie.
Why'd you hate
Yeah,
it?
I actually have one other movie with Tom Cruise that I
I
also did
like,
not like.
honestly, I like the book better. I think the book does a much better job of describing everything, and I didn't like how Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise were not vampires to me. They were like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fucking playing vampires. It was very weird.
That's fair.
To be
I
fair,
didn't see the movie, but I read the book.
But like Kristen Dunst's Claudia was fucking flawless. I'm not gonna lie about that. That was great. But everything else about that movie was weird.
the recent TV show of Interview with the Vampire is a lot better.
That's what I hear. I haven't had a chance to watch it though. But yeah, I think A Few Good Men is literally the only movie I can say that I actually liked him in.
And that's more for Tom
I mean,
Cruise, for Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen the famous "You Can't Handle the Truth" scene, but that's the only thing I've seen.
Tom Cruise
Yeah,
is
'cause-
normal. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say because
Sorry.
I don't consider Tropic Thunder to be one of his movies because he's not in it for very long.
Yeah, he's incidentally in it. That's not a Tom Cruise movie. It's a movie.
Yeah,
with
that's not
Tom
a
Cruise
Tom
in it.
Cruise movie.
Not a Tom Cruise movie unless he runs from his gay thoughts.
To be fair, I want to say this about Tom Cruise. While I have managed to suffer his ire, according to what I've heard from other people who have worked with him, he's usually very nice to some of his other co-workers. Which is saying something about somebody who might be one of the top-rated stars in the world. I just happen to be the one person that hit his ire. Twice.
Okay,
Very
where am I
weird.
going?
I kind of.
I go recharge. No, she don't need to recharge.
Which
I'm
got
gonna
me kicked
go.
off being an extra in a movie that I really wanted to be in. Which sucks. Because I was almost an extra in the adaptation of All You Need Is Kill.
I've never heard of that.
Heard of it because it's got like 3 other names.
Which was the one I would recognize?
Probably Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay, that one.
Oh yeah, Live, Die, Repeat.
Yep, that's another one of its names. It's got like I said, it's got several different names.
Yeah, that's like a secret like manga adaptation, I think.
That's the reason why I wanted to be in it, because I was a
Like how
huge fan
Black
of the
Swan
Light
is like
Novel.
a secret Satoshi Kon adaptation.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of the light novels of All You Need Is Kill. And I
Inception
would
is
put
another
the
secret
next step
Satoshi Kon
that
adaptation.
And I made fun of Tom Cruise while he was standing behind me, and then he got kicked off the set.
Yeah, that's some BS right there.
So you lived make fun, get kicked off, repeat.
Yeah, pretty much. Because then it happened again, like another year later with a different thing.
And it's like, you're supposed to have fun. It's not like you were disparaging. It's not like you were
Okay, so
being.
chat's saying not a manga, but maybe a Korean manga or maybe a light novel, so
It's a
whatever.
light novel.
Yeah, but you gotta. But here's the thing about people like Tom Cruise, and like some other celebrities are like this too. Is like they take everything personally. They really do, and like that's just how they fucking are, and like that's why. Like, I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but to them, if you're not, like, minding your P's and Q's, like, they have every right to kick you off the set because you're being, like, to them, you're being a dick to them. You know what I mean?
Or in this case, Crimson, minding your P's and Q's.
And in this case, I was also just going to be an extra. I wasn't going to be a named character in the film. I was just going to be an extra.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter to people like Tom Cruise. Come on now.
I know, but I think that's probably the reason why I got kicked off when others were being all making the same joke. I'm trying to also say that while I have my blood, I am not saying that other people need to hate Tom Cruise.
I just bring it up because I like to make fun of her sometimes, Chris.
Oh, I just fucking hate Tom Cruise, so...
You can overhate him for being a Scientologist.
Oh, no, I hate him because he's a piece of shit.
That's it.
Yes, yeah, speaking of which, Benjamin Hall brought up the anti-scientist, but I should also point out that multiple people in chat greatly appreciated my absolutely genius, simply star-class, top-class pun, so I appreciate that.
I was very proud of your pun. I just didn't want to say anything first because my reputation to uphold is to be that guy. Specifically, that guy.
Wait, I missed a good pun? Dang it!
Yeah, you really did, man.
Sorry, my nose got all sneezy all of a sudden. So I had to step out and blow my nose.
My nose got all bashful.
End of the hallway. Sir Straw Hat, I know you don't read Spider-Man, but do you read Gwenpool? Because oh boy, they make rather bold decision latest issue. Yeah, I know about that. No spoilers.
No spoilers, people.
I was gonna say, are you sure you want to put that like in the super chat? Because I know you posted it in the Discord, but under a spoiler tag, so clearly it's a spoiler.
Here's the thing. I'm actually kind of annoyed by this thing that they're doing right now in Gwenpool because, okay, I have a secret project that I was going to be still doing for my channel this year, and I guess I'm going to say a bit of what it was right then. It's based on an idea of mine on how you could easily bring Gwen Stacy back without actually causing any problems with the story that happened before.
Alright, where am I?
Oh, that's easy. You could just go from, I'm trying to think of how to do it. Like, I'm thinking like the movie Spider-Man, where like Mary Jane was put in the Gwen Stacy peril scene, but they saved her anyway. But then the next movie had Gwen Stacy in it, and we're like, wait, or maybe Spider-Man 3 had Gwen Stacy in it, and we were like, wait, what's happening now?
And my idea basically is just reveal that it was all part of like a Norman Osborn master plan.
That's every single thing is a goddamn Norman Osborn master plan.
It was Jackal's
Find
plan
someone else to do it.
To be fair though, it works.
Okay, but like, okay, here's my thing. Okay, Sir Straw Hat, you shouldn't even be bringing that up because that's already a spoiler. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, 6 months. It doesn't friggin' matter. 6 months.
6 months.
Doesn't matter if you were vague.
Yeah,
doesn't fucking matter.
Trapped on the geometry.
Yeah, I know that feel. It happens even with new games, but like with old games, like you just stop. Like your momentum just stops.
Oh man, Lotus can tell you the amount of times I drowned because fucking Indiana Jones doesn't know how to navigate a corner.
Geometry, for instance, one weakness.
Game. Oh, good luck.
Wait, sorry, Eliza, what was that last thing you said?
You're playing that one in 64 Indiana Jones game, aren't you?
Yes, yeah, on PC. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. I remember playing that game on N64. It was
I'm actually getting through it.
Yeah, you're on what, level 6 or 7 right now?
I'm on level 6, yeah.
Yeah, level 6. I mean, we got a ways to go, but nothing is as long as level 4.
Yeah, Level 4 is fucking bogus.
It is a very jank game.
Also, Clockwork Soul says, is it fair to say that Tom Cruise needs a stepladder to reach any kind of quality work?
That's a good one.
On one hand, look at all the quality work he's actually done. But on the other hand, they do film around his height.
Yes.
They do.
Remember that time he played fucking Jack Reacher, who's supposed to be like 7 feet tall? I mean, they didn't even try to make him look that big in the movie, but like, really though?
Right?
Like, Jack Reacher is like a monster in human form. He's way too big, and like, I know, let's have Tom Cruise play him.
And don't get me wrong, like fucking the stunt that he did for Dead Reckoning, like motorcycle off a cliff, pretty cool. Not gonna lie, dude's still a piece of shit.
Where am
Oh yeah,
We'll get your chat when we see it.
Peter David died, and as somebody who absolutely loved his X Factor run, I am depressed about this.
Yeah, it sucks. I was a big fan of Peter David's Star Trek New Frontier novels.
Like, frick, I now I need to go back and read his X Factor run.
Where did I go? This...
Lee, we'll get your super chat in a second as soon as you post it. I don't see it yet, though.
I don't think I went this way.
Well, that explains the shooting.
Yes, Peter David did a run on the Hulk, but I've never read his Hulk run.
I've heard good things about his Hulk run, and the and of course he was the guy who Bill Jemas did a bet with that resulted in the creation of Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's Marvel's fault?
No, well, sort of, in the sense that Peter David was writing the Marvel Captain Marvel, and it wasn't doing great sales-wise. Bill Jemas said the problem was either him or that he didn't care, or that no one cared about Captain Marvel. And he was like, screw you, the character is fine, my writing is fine. He's like, fine, we'll do a bet. I will write, my stupid comic Marvel. We'll do another relaunch of Captain Marvel, and whoever gets more sales wins the bet. And yeah, Peter David blew him out of the water.
He also
We got to Elite's chat here. I feel I found a dumber plot point than Han kidnaps Leia. Palpatine wants to kill Bail Organa because he fears the possibility of him getting into an affair with Padme. Does he know?
That's
or
so
does this shit
fucking
about...
stupid!
Nobody knows who Bail Organa is. Like, well, his planet's gone anyway. I mean, I guess this is the prequel era, but, like, whatever.
Like, isn't Bail her adoptive father?
Oh, that's Leia.
No, that's Leia's adopted father.
Yeah, Leia's
Leia's
father.
adopted father.
Yeah, okay.
It's Leia Organa.
Also,
Padme is Queen of Naboo.
It's confusing to me.
Also,
It's
for
just
those who are
it's completely irrelevant. It's like, of course it's confusing. It's like, what kind of dumbass decision is that other than what I've already said about Star Wars, which is what my dad said about it, which is that it's so incestuous. Why would Bail Organa or Padme get together? Because those are two names you've heard of. Let's have them meet.
Yeah. For those who also are fans of Into the Spider-Verse, Peter David is essentially the person who created Miguel O'Hara. Because he wrote Spider-Man 2099 for the 2099 universe.
Yep.
Jay Manor says, so Norman Osborn is Prometheus? No, Prometheus is a DC character.
What am I missing here? Oh.
That was hilarious. That was
God, I
funny.
fucking hate comic books sometimes anyway.
And Peter David's also the person who came up with the concept of Miguel O'Hara is always wrong.
Star Wars is so weird. I love the original trilogy, but past that, it becomes too much for me sometimes.
Miguel O'Hara is my favorite Star Wars character.
Hell yeah!
I mean, he's from 2099, right?
No, that's the future. We all know that Star Wars takes place in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, right. I'm silly.
Get it together.
I am a bunny. Okay.
Alright, right turn through the... God, this map is confusing.
Also,
Yes, Daniel. Go ahead.
Also, for some people who are like me and grew up watching a lot of stuff in the 90s, there's something that Peter David also helped co-create that you might have heard of. Face cases!
Yeah, that was another thing. Space Cases was great, and we never finished it.
What the heck is Space Cases?
It was a SNCC show about a group of kids, some humans, some aliens, discovering an alien spaceship that's been abandoned, and sneaking aboard, and they get like warped to like someplace like 2-3 years away from home. So they have to come together to try to get themselves home. Walter Jones, Zach from the original Power Rangers, was also one of the cast members of it.
Yep.
It was a very good show, and unfortunately it was canceled before its time.
It was literally like Star Trek Voyager or Stargate Universe before either of those things existed.
Yep. There is. Okay.
Interesting.
Because yes, even though I haven't seen Voyager, I know the base concept. I just don't know any of the characters. I know the base concept. Yes, I have read Peter David's Supergirl stuff.
Oh yeah, Peter David was also the one who wrote like many Happy Returns and stuff, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Peter David wrote a lot of good stuff. He also won several GLAAD awards. He also wrote on Ben 10 Alien Force and Ultimate Alien.
Really?
Yes.
Son of a gun.
Okay.
He didn't work on the original Ben 10, but he did work on Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. That's clarifying because he said that he's worked on Ben 10, but without clarifying which parts of Ben 10 he's worked on. Because Ben 10 is a large meta series.
It honestly is, yeah. I still can't I still can't grasp about like Ben 10 in a whole. So there's that factor. Luigi Mansion in the house. Do you like Stargate SG-1? I liked it on TV growing up.
I absolutely love Stargate SG-1. I highly recommend it. I did a review of a Stargate comic a few years ago.
It's super good.
I want to do more. I actually liked all the series. Universe is obviously the weakest, but it gets better in its second season, and I'm sad that it did not have, more.
Which is weird, because I actually think Universe is better than Atlantis.
Yeah.
I've only seen some episodes of SG-1, like, here and there. Like, I didn't regularly watch the show, but I remember quite liking what I saw. I might have seen, like, an episode or two of Atlantis, and I don't think I ever saw Universe.
The thing is, the reason why I like Universe more than Atlantis is because I feel like Atlantis spins its wheels a bit too much. While Universe hits the ground running and never stops.
Universe is Universe was trying. The problem with Universe is that it's trying to be Battlestar Galactica in a franchise that really doesn't work as Battlestar Galactica.
Well, here's the thing with that. At the time when I watched Stargate Universe, I had yet to see the remake of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, but Stargate is supposed to be fun overall. Sure, it touches on occasionally like darker or more adult themed, and it's still like war and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's still supposed to be a fun show. Stargate Universe is not fun. It is dour. It is depressing. And as Colonel Young himself said, these are not the right people.
Yes.
These are not the people who should be on this expedition, and therein lies kind of the problem. I don't want these people to be on the expedition. I want to see professionals and smart people and stuff like that. It's what makes SG-1 so good, because all these people are great. It's why I like Star Trek. And one of the reasons why I'm not interested in watching Lower Decks. I want to see the smart people. I want to see the people who are better than me.
Meanwhile, I like watching the people who are about the same level as me, struggling and trying their best to find solutions to sometimes things that don't always have solutions.
And whereas I would like to see the professional, smart, awesome people struggle with these same things, but ultimately come out on top and figuring it out cleverly. Or, in the case of someone like Jack O'Neill, still managing to, obviously not being right for the job, but still managing to come through, and with, sarcastic wit. How the hell do I get to that damn red door?
Everybody loves Jack's wit. That's the.
Well, my
that's
thing
the
is, like, I really like the idea of lower decks because, like, you don't see the random background people doing their jobs. Like, they don't really focus on them. That's a very interesting idea, but, like, just the fucking around feels off. Like, I know Star Trek had, like, filler episodes where they would play, like, games in an episode or something like that, but just, like, being wacky the whole time feels weird to me.
I have little doubt that there are good character arcs and good moments and great things that happen in Lower Decks. But I am not interested in watching a Star Trek comedy. I am not interested in watching a Star Trek S-post. Which is what a lot of it is. It's very fanficky. I don't doubt that the people who make it are Star Trek fans, but therein is kind of the problem. We have two extremes with modern Star Trek. We have the people who don't like Star Trek, so they make stuff that doesn't feel like Star Trek. Or you have people who like Star Trek too much and refuse to just to rein themselves in. Because a big problem with all of modern Star Trek is that, like, every episode of every series somehow needs to reference something from all the past Star Trek series. You know, like, we cannot go 1 hour without somehow including a reference to DS9 or Voyager or TNG or TOS.
Well, that's how I felt when I was watching, like, Star Wars Rogue One. Everybody was talking about what a brilliant movie it is, and it is a fun movie. But there were so many visual framing or shots that deliberately homaged the original trilogy that, like, it took me out of the movie. It was like the opposite of the Super Mario Brothers movie. The Super Mario Brothers movie, there's, like, sort of a movie to watch, but I was mostly counting the Easter eggs. But with Rogue One, I didn't realize there was an Easter egg hunt, and that was constant, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's another, like, thing in the original. The opening shot of the movie is blue milk. And I'm like, hey, I remember when Aunt Beru poured Luke Skywalker blue milk in 1977, and it just took me out of the experience.
Yeah, and, like, I have two things to say about that. First of all, fucking Rogue One, the only reason I really like Rogue One is because it made Darth Vader scary again.
You know, I'm gonna be real with you, as cool as that scene was, and it was cool.
It was cool as fuck, okay?
I've said my piece about that scene already. I got lots of hate for it.
Yeah, two things bugged me about it. One was it was extremely fan servicey. It was like, let's see Yoda finally use a lightsaber in episode 2. But the other thing, I think I've mentioned this before, is remember, Rogue One ends like minutes before A New Hope.
The start of episode 4, yeah.
Yeah, and in A New Hope, Vader's entrance is so cool because he doesn't need to do anything. He walks in and his troops have not only killed the rebels, they arranged the bodies for him to be able to walk through without stepping on one. And you just see this guy and you're like, damn. But he was flipping out and cutting people up like in a berserker rage less than 2 minutes earlier, and that just feels weird. If you were to actually watch the movies in chronological order, you'd be like, is this the same guy?
Yeah.
Fair enough. That was my second thing. My second thing was we have a super chat. J Manor Productions, TV shows where you're glad it had a proper ending. The Good Place.
Yep.
I gotta think about this because there are definitely some.
BoJack Horseman had a good ending. Steven Universe had a good ending. Stargate had a good ending, honestly.
Yeah, BoJack had a really good ending.
Like, a lot of what I would think of is anime because those are designed to have endings.
Yeah, I would say Cowboy Bebop is probably was a really good ending too.
Not the Netflix one, because that literally doesn't have an ending.
Well, I'm talking about the anime that actually exists and not the Netflix one that I've never seen.
The anime does have a solid ending, but yeah, most shows that I would mention that have good endings are anime because like those have endings. Like unless they're trying to keep up with the manga that's not done yet, like Gantz, where they just have to make shit up.
Star Trek TNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Gravity Falls had a really good ending too.
Yeah, Gravity Falls, Adventure Time, regular show.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
How the hell do I get to this freaking red door?
One that I think has an amazing ending.
Is there not a shaft?
I'm trying to figure out where the hell that shaft is.
The 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Yes.
Well,
That was an interesting ending.
Because that talk that Spider-Man has with Stan Lee is
Yeah, but then Mary Jane comes back and like, but Peter thinks that he married her and she died.
Yeah, but that wasn't the last episode. That was earlier in the season.
Oh, excuse me.
I thought Jeff was stuck in the 1980s. Why are you looking for him now?
A lot of people hated the Sopranos ending, actually.
Well, so the Sopranos ending is one of those things that's like, it's clever when you think about it, but in the moment you're like, it literally just, like, even the video didn't have an ending, but like, it was foreshadowed in the beginning.
You know who had a really good ending? Breaking Bad.
Haven't seen it, but so I hear.
It's the ending he deserved. Let's just say that.
And Megan says Owl House, as badly as it was treated, had the best ending.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
but for me, go ahead.
You know what surprisingly had great endings? The Walking Dead.
Really?
Isn't that
so many hopes?
Like 6 seasons too long?
Yeah, I thought the show fell apart.
No, it actually came back together in the final season.
Yeah, if you go to sorry, not to like interrupt the super chat, but if you go to the end of that, like if you go to the AMC Plus website, like because I have AMC, like the entire thing is wall to wall Shudder and then wall to wall Walking Dead. And it's weird.
What's the cheat code for more lives again?
BRUIN, Bruin.
Alright,
so Justin Mon says that Darth Vader's scene in Rogue One reminds me of the Cyborg Ninja hallway scene in Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Fair.
The other show
by the way, like, I first saw that scene on the GameCube in Twin Snakes, where it had, like, Metal Gear Solid 2 graphics. That shit was insane.
And this is the show that I watched while I was in the hospital. And it also came out like last year, so I was watching it as it came out. It's only been one season so far, and I don't think it's going to get any more because it was actually a really good one season, one and done thing. It's a spin-off to The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
So I gotta give a shout out here. Justice League Unlimited. That was pretty fantastic.
That was a good ending.
Hell yeah.
Especially if you're counting season 2's ending as the finale, because that works so well as the ultimate ending for the entire thing.
An ultimate ending for me would definitely have to go to like the Disney show Gravity Falls. It's like,
oh, Gravity Falls is so good.
Oh, absolutely.
T Elite says, here's a bad ending. Guillermo del Toro, Tales of Arcadia, Troll Hunters, 3 Below, and Wizards of Arcadia. That one
I haven't finished the Tales of Arcadia. I've only seen Troll Hunter so far. Oh, if you want a bad ending, for a show that fell apart, and I wish it didn't because it was one of my favorite shows as a child, Sliders.
Oh, Sliders. Yeah, Phaelus is going to do a whole introspective on that. But no, I was going to mention Castle because, like, Castle, that ending was very obviously a season finale, but then it had to be a series finale, so they literally just, like, you know, oh no, this character's been shot, are they going to be okay? And then they just post, like, a silent montage of things being okay in the future, like, yeah, trust us, it was fine.
I think you found it!
It's so weak.
Oddly enough, another show that had a really good ending, which is also another really long-running show, Supernatural.
Debatable for me on that one.
I was gonna say Supernatural went a little too long for me. Like, I wanted it to end at like season 5. Like everything past season 5 feels like fan service for most of it.
Wait a second. Are you saying the ending of Supernatural was good?
Yes.
Listen, I didn't even watch Supernatural, but I know that ending sucked.
That ending was terrible.
I liked it because it literally ended with exactly what you'd expect to happen to them.
Sadness, they never go find their gay friend in Super Hell, and and their car has a ghost or something.
Yeah, like I really liked the end of season 5 because the end of season 5 fucking Sam is in the cage, and Dean has to learn to live without him, and that's how it should have ended.
Actually, the series finale has Dean wind up in heaven with Castiel.
Fan service, because everybody ships that. Okay.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
Sam just lives a full, long life on Earth.
Wasn't he miserable?
Yeah,
No,
he was
he's
miserable.
He was miserable for a while until they showed him getting married and having kids.
Also had a terrible old man wig on.
Yeah, he really did. It was terrible.
Also, I see mention of Samurai Jack in chat. That was a pretty solid ending.
That was
I like
awesome.
Samurai Jacks, and I'm one of the few people who says that How I Met Your Mother had a great ending.
Also, there's one thing I will say about X-Men Evolution's ending. It is good, but it also shows you all the stuff they had planned for the next 4 seasons. That's literally what that ending is. It's saying, hey, we have plans for 4 more seasons. Here's what was going to happen. We've been told that the show's been canceled.
Yeah, there's a lot of those kind of endings where it's just like, this was all supposed to happen later.
That's why I love The Good Place, because The Good Place, like, they literally planned for it, and it was only 4 seasons, and that's all it needed.
God damn it.
Jeez Louise.
So there's like
I've heard
three.
that
There's
Superman
like
and Lois has a good ending.
there are like 3 goddamn robot generators in there, and they're like, and they are kicking my ass because they're like spawning out Hulks and hit scanners.
They keep kicking my ass. Why do they keep kicking my ass?
But another show that had a great ending is Buffy.
Buffy had a good ending. Honestly, there was someone in the chat was saying that Angel and The Sopranos have the same ending. I disagree. Angel has a much better ending. It's not the most satisfying, but it is an ending that thematically works.
So you want me to blindside you with an ending of a show that nobody's thought about in like decades? Is the animated Jumanji series? That was a decent
Oh
ending.
my god!
Oh my. Yes.
Now you want
That was so good.
another bad ending that was so bad that now, 30 years later, fans are working to make a season 3 of the show. Sonic the Hedgehog! You said I am.
Well, speaking of bad endings that we're still thinking about years later, I mean, low-hanging fruit, but Game of Thrones.
You know what? Yeah.
The Sonic Sonic ending was so frustrating that 30 years later, fans have been making season 3.
So Mega Timmy Tommy says, anyone else been playing Lorcana? No. Also,
Yeah.
we hear about the Buffy reboot? Maybe.
We'll see if it actually happens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, another ending that no one else has brought up, but not surprisingly because it's an older show. Blake 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether or not
Blake
that's a
7
good
was
ending or
brought
not
up
is up
in-
to you.
Blake 7 was brought up in chat, but not for the ending discussion. It was like, what audiobook should I listen to or something?
Oh, here's another show with a frustrating ending, but that frustrating ending led to a sequel show that started like 3-4 years ago. Quantum Leap.
Do not spoil the ending of MASH. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, Quantum Leap was like, just like a title card, like text ending, which is so weak.
It literally said,
Misspelled name, never met at home.
Like, come on.
Which led to the fact that they created a sequel series that started in 2022, which literally had the purpose of the guy traveling back in time in order to find him.
Yeah, Clockwork Soul. I'm just starting season 5 of MASH. Please do not spoil the ending. Please, thank you.
So, Jay Manor says,
I know that. Yeah, we know the spoiler thing is 6 months, but Crimson is currently watching it, and we don't want to spoil things.
Jay
Yeah.
Manor says, I'm one of the few who thinks that Samurai Jack's ending was not that great to the point that the creator retconned it with the help of the video game. Yeah, I haven't played the game. Like, I get why people might not like the ending. There's a certain quality to it, but like, I think it's like it wraps things up.
But okay, talking about a perfect ending for a show. Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
Gurren
good. But,
Lagann's ending was
I'm
good.
Pretty much, like, I'm basically not counting anime because those are designed with endings in mind.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
god,
with
speaking of
American shows, you don't even know if you're gonna get a fucking ending.
Oh god, speaking of animes with like the worst ending, like Chrono Crusade. To this day, that ending pissed me off.
Oh, we have
I heard the show was mediocre, but I've never seen it.
a super chat from Mega Timmy Tommy. Don't the Archie comics count as Sonic Sat AM Season 3? Yes and no. like they have the same characters, but it's its own continuity.
Benjamin Hall says, Angel and Sopranos both fade to black in the midst of a story. Well, I don't know why Angel does it, but there's a reason Sopranos does it. Also,
basically, Angel, he and his crew are just pissed off.
Face the apocalypse.
Yeah, have just pissed off all the demon leaders in charge of Earth, and there's like they gather in an alley, like creatures start coming in, a dragon is flying overhead. They're like, well, what are we going to do now? Angel's just like, personally, I want to slay the dragon. Let's get to work. Yo, swings his sword, black. Cut to credits.
Yeah.
But with the Sopranos, it's a hard cut to black, but like that was set up earlier in the series because I think Tony Soprano talked about how like when you die, like it's just over, like it just like it that's it, your life is gone. And like I think the implication was that he got whacked. Well, to finish the super chat, it says, also if you were to count the seasonal Buffy comics, it ends poorly at season 12. Harmony living into any far, far future is stupid.
Depends.
Yeah. I don't exactly know everything that happens in the Buffy comics.
Well, I just wanted to say, like, for Angel specifically, I do know, I did read the first couple of issues of the Angel comic afterwards. Because Gunn was dying in the alley, Spike turned him into a vampire.
Yep, I know about that.
Yeah, which makes sense because, holy shit, like,
By the way, you want to know one of the most, like, mean-spirited endings? Have you ever heard of the old, like, I think it's from the 60s, like an old magical girl show, Minky Momo?
Yes.
Vigo would know.
Do you know how that ends?
Yeah.
No.
That's brutal because it's a kiddie show. Like Sailor Moon appealed to kids, but it got into weird, creepy Eldritch territory. Madoka was for a bit of a more mature audience. Minky Momo was for kids. But the thing was, the creator of the anime was working with this like toy company for like merchandise or whatever it was, but it greatly helped the budget. And at some point, the toy company pulled out. And he was like, fuck you then, I'm ending the show. So, like, the last thing you see in the show is Minky Momo walking down the street, and, like, she just gets hit by a truck, and then it just, like, cuts to her fucking tombstone. And it's just like, wow, and that's it. The show's over. Like,
hey, hold on, isn't this the same guy that also, like, helped write the Pokemon anime series?
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's in reference to, like, what Swade was talking about, so there was...
Yeah, it is.
Very good.
Okay, so I found the exit, sort of. It's unfortunately like in this big ass room, so we're trying to figure out exactly where it is, so I know the route to get back here.
I have a problem with the Buffy comics because of one really weird thing. One issue that I have a problem with it. It's also the same issue I have with suggesting Buffy to other people.
Okay.
I really don't like Xander.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Xander.
And one of my favorite characters in the show is Dawn. And in the comics, they put Xander and Dawn together in a relationship.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell was going on with that.
Oh, by the way, I got a...
Maybe Xander's a stand-in for Joss Whedon.
By the way, I got a funny story for you regarding Buffy and endings. Is like, this was back in like the 2000s where like torrent programs were like a lot more common and people were just downloading entire series at the time. And like my brother had been watching Buffy in that manner before he had later like picked it up properly, but he had been watching that, and I think he just missed the last episode, so he thought that the second to last episode was the last episode. So I was watching him watch the show, and they're in this underground tunnel, and they're like, oh, what's this? And there's some like treasure chest thing in it, and they open the chest and you see a ticking time bomb, and they're like, what? And it's like 10, 9, 8, and then that's how it goes to credits. And that's like, oh, cool cliffhanger ending. But my brother thought that that was just how the series ended, and he was like in complete disbelief. It was amazing.
Well, especially because, well, it seems odd that he would think that, especially because we have the bomb thing, and then we have Buffy finding the scythe from the comics.
Well, yeah, that's why he was just like, what? It was so funny.
Okay, Mega Timmy Tommy. Actually, does anyone mind if I talk about the Sopranos movie? It's a bit of a spoil. I don't give a fuck.
I don't watch The Sopranos, so I don't care about it. Do you guys care? Does ask anyone in chat cares? Because I care about what chat thinks there.
Nope, I have no The Sopranos.
Okay, and then the other thing I want to say is no, I have not seen Legend of Korra. I haven't even seen Avatar. Anyway, you should see, and then Covenant Slayer 1 says you should see how Space Runway Ideon ends with the movie. Definitely helped Tomino get his reputation for how shows have massive body count.
Kill them all,
That's fair.
Kill them all, Tomino.
I do want to say one thing about bad endings. So, I knew Game of Thrones was going to be a terrible ending because they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. And the other thing is I don't know how nobody saw Dany going crazy not going to happen. I have no idea how that was not seen as not going to happen.
Crimson,
She lost 2 dragons. She lost her best confidant. She lost, like, literally everything except for Grey Worm and, what, Tyrion? And she didn't even trust Tyrion.
Here's my problem with that. 2 things. 1, in the books, I think book 1, they tell you that her family has a coin flip's chance of being stark raving mad. In the show, 10 fucking years go by, and they tell you in the second to last episode that there's a coin flip chance of them going crazy, just so they can have her go crazy in that episode. Like, oh, we told you just now. Bullshit. And second of all, her version of going crazy was basically her, but like more of it. Whereas we heard her father was killed by Jaime, saying, quote, the same thing he'd been saying for hours, burn them all. Like, that kind of mad, where he's just a crazy guy. Like, so, like, I call absolute, like, this was the showrunner saying, we gotta end this show now.
No, and I understand that, but, like, to not see her, like, genociding all of King's Landing, like, I'm sorry, you kind of got to be stupid to not see that coming.
But here's my problem. It's like, yeah, King's Landing is the cause of all of her problems, but you don't need to say, oh, well, that's because of that crazy Targaryen blood. Like,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I mean,
critical mind centers.
That's fine. I'm not like here's the thing. I'm of 2 minds about this. Like, I'm not upset. Like, I'm upset with how they did the character. Like, don't get me wrong. I agree with you 100%. But
proceed with caution, material defender.
But because of how they wrote season 7 and 8, with the exception of Battle of the Bastards, both of those seasons sucked major ball.
I think Battle of the Bastards might have even been season 6.
Was it? I don't even remember.
There is one thing I will say about the ending of Game of Thrones that I think is really
you're right. It is season 6, episode 9. Holy shit. Okay, never mind.
There's one other thing I'll say about the final season of Game of Thrones that I think is really, really, really dumb. And that's they really dumped down Tyrion Lannister in the final season.
Well, yeah, and the whole thing about Sansa saying, I used to think you were the most cleverest, like, the cleverest man alive or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, cool. When did he start being stupid? I'm not entirely sure, but he started being stupid.
There was
anyway, I think we missed
books
super
where his
chat.
father like broke his brain, but yeah. So Covenant Slayer said you should just face Runaways. Ideon ends with the movie. Definitely helps.
Oh, I did say that one.
You have Megatini Tommy's one.
Yeah,
so
Megatini Tommy. My bad.
Okay, so the Sopranos movie is narrated by one of the dead characters from Hell. What? The film opens in a graveyard with all the dead people narrating their stories. There's an afterlife in The Sopranos. But that makes me think like those anti-drug specials, like don't make the mistake I did, you know?
Okay, now I'm just reminded of the Pee Wee Herman drug commercial.
Oh my god.
This is crap.
Remember, if you smoke, you go to hell before you die.
That is the hardest line.
That's a message I could get behind.
Oh, if I had seen that, like as a little kid, I think that would have scared me.
By the way, do you know the reason why Paul Rubens did that crack PSA?
Well, didn't he like play a drug dealer in Blow?
No, the reason why he did that drug PSA is because he got caught masturbating in an adult theater.
But that was
Yeah,
that
he
far
got
back?
arrested for that for indecent exposure.
No, I knew about that, but I didn't know that was why he did the anti-drug PSA.
Yeah, in order to get out of going to jail, he had to do public service announcement.
By the way, pleasant fun fact for you. You know his role as the vampire with the funniest death ever in the Buffy movie?
Yep.
You mean the greatest death scene in all of cinema?
Yeah.
You are correct. But apparently he had told the movie creators, like, I want my character to look as much like my mugshot as possible.
From what I understand,
Yeah,
and like the charges against Paul Rubin were actually like very trumped up.
Yeah. I only saw some of Game of Thrones because a girlfriend I was dating at the time was into Game of Thrones. I personally am not that interested in Game of Thrones.
It was a great show until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I have not seen the sequel. Or
I
prequel,
haven't either.
whatever
I
it
don't
is.
really
Oh,
care.
nobody
Apparently
watches.
it's better, but I just don't care.
Who the fuck watches Dragon?
House of the Dragon.
House
There
of
you
the
go.
Dragon.
Thank you.
I mean, it's really good. I
It's
just
not
don't
even a
care.
prequel or a sequel. It is a telling of something that happened in the history way beforehand that was written in the book, partially fictitious.
Look, I literally love. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I liked Matt Smith as Prince Philip in The Crown. Not gonna lie, super great casting there. But like the thing that I heard about House of Dragon is apparently he has a vision of Daenerys Targaryen or some shit. Like what the fuck?
Also, Blood Soul says, favorite line from the Buffy movie? Now I'm a god. Get staked. Now you're a cobra.
Nice.
That's not bad.
I actually love the Buffy movie because I watched it as a kid. So when the Buffy TV show came out, I was already hyped for it because I was already a fan of the movie.
Paul Rubin's death is the greatest. Like, my favorite part of his death by far, it's got to be like, it's either the little kicks or when he's just going, ah, ooh, and then he stops for a second and just looks at Buffy's reaction like that, and he just goes back. Ah.
And at the end of it, at the very end, he's like,
The fact that there's also a mid-credit scene. Like it goes through, the movie ends, then it goes back to him still dying.
Great.
Oh no, the movie is not good. It is terrible, but I love it.
All right, where was I?
The Buffy movie is bad, but it is a cheesy, fun bad.
I don't think I've seen the movie all the way through, but I'm very happy that I saw Paul Rubin's character's death scene. Oh, by the way, someone in chat mentioned he played Penguin's dad twice, which is kind of funny. But I do want to point out, in Batman Returns, yeah, he's the father who abandons him. He's the posh, rich father. But did you notice who his wife was? Penguin's mother?
No?
The woman who plays Pee-wee's sort of girlfriend in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So like, they got married, wink wink.
Oh, you know what's funny about that? Okay, here's the reason why Paul Rubin was in that movie to begin with. You know who directed Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Oh, of course, it was Tim Burton. Yeah, Tim Burton helped bring him back.
Yeah. Tim Burton made the Pee Wee Herman movie.
That is weird to think about. Like, I know you got the crazy spirals, but it's still weird to think that the overall vibe of that movie is what it is, and it was made by Tim Burton. Like, you watch the creepy clown dream scene, you're like, yeah, Tim Burton. But, like, the rest of the movie? Really?
You know we'd get it also with Large Marge?
That's true.
Because also, I honestly, one of my favorite scenes in film comes from the Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which is the tequila scene. The tequila scene is one of the best scenes in cinema.
I kind of like when he's in the movie of himself, but in the movie, the character Pee Wee Herman is an atrocious actor, and he keeps like making eye contact with the camera. Like, there's one part where he's looking directly at the camera, and you can tell someone must have silently directed him because he gives like a quick nod, like, oh, and he starts like shuffling papers in the scene. It's so bad, it's genius. It's like Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's just a piece of shit scene, and that's why it's funny. It's great.
Also, did you know that there was a Pee Wee Herman movie that came out recently, like in 2019, I think?
Yeah, it was like a Netflix thing.
Yep. Like, also, what you don't know, if you've ever seen a Pee-wee from the Pee-wee's Playhouse, there's a character from the Matrix in there. Cowboy Curtis is Morpheus.
Yeah, I remember seeing. There was a time where Pee-wee's Playhouse was on. Maybe it was Adult Swim or something. I never really watched the show, but there was a part where I saw a part of an episode that had Cowboy Curtis, and this was way after I'd seen The Matrix, and that blew my mind. Like, I could not believe my eyes.
For me, it was the other way around, because when I was a kid, Pee-wee's Playhouse was still airing in reruns on, I believe, CBS. In, like, the early mornings. You know, like, at, And so when I finally saw The Matrix, I was like, wait a minute, is Cowboy Curtis?
Yeah, see, like, I had a sort of similar situation with a friend of mine where I watched The Matrix before I watched Lord of the Rings, and she watched Lord of the Rings before she watched The Matrix. So I was like, how come Agent Smith has long hair and he's just like an elf, and this is really weird? And she was like, why is Elrond wearing a suit and punching people? It's like the weirdest shift.
It's fun when that happens, when you experience things in different ways from other people. Like, that's because like that's the whole thing of I experienced a lot of media in weird ways compared to other people. Like how I was introduced to Star Wars through the Ewok film.
That's insane.
And I love the Ewok films, which are exceptionally dark for Ewok films. Like, you'd expect the Ewok films to, you know, not be that dark, because they're about Ewoks? No, they're brutal.
You know what must be fun? Is seeing, like, Taken, and then going back and watching The Phantom Menace and seeing Liam Neeson.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where he's just like, hey guys, like, perhaps if we play this chance cube, or whatever he said, where public credits will be fine.
Credits will be fine.
No, they won't.
Credits.
That actually was a pretty cool scene, though, when you first see the movie. You're like, oh, damn, he's just shooting it down.
Yeah, no, and that would have been good, except then it brings up the idea of, wait, so why doesn't he just take the money from someone else then?
Yeah, there's only this one slave trader. It's the best I can do.
Like even if he can't get it from, even if he's correct and that's the only hyperdrive they'll find on the planet, just go up to some other scumbag, take the money from them using the mind trick, and then pay for it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's either he won't do it because it's unethical, or he's perfectly happy to do it, but he only do it like once.
Yeah, he was happy to scam Wada with funny money, apparently, which is kind of funny. Also, RoboP says, for the life of me, I can't recall if Sequest, DFD, and did good or bad. I just remember when they went to space in Season 3, cool Sequest.
Man, I only watched the first season of Sequest. I gotta watch the rest of it. Game Show Reviewer gave me the rest.
I need to rewatch Sequest, because I haven't watched it since it first aired.
I heard that the other seasons were not good.
I remember season 1, but I don't remember anything else. But I don't know if it's a thing where it's just, my memory blanked it out because it was bad, or just was meh.
I gotta say, I hope JoJo ends up having a good ending, because they're on part 9 right now. By the way, part 7 is going to be anime, and I'm very excited about that. That's one of the better ones.
I hope One Piece has a good ending. I've never watched it, but I hope that after such a long show that you know, and manga series, that it has a satisfying conclusion.
It has been building and building and building. I'm very excited. I don't remember when the anime or the manga started, but the anime started when I was in like middle school. It's been
I
over
believe like it
25
was
years.
like, I'm gonna say it was around maybe like 1999 or 1998.
The manga started in 1976 and the anime started in 1998.
That's crazy.
We're old.
Yes, we are.
Zach Fat 92 evening, Linkara. So how many Patreon reviews are there to do?
At least 3 months worth. I'm gonna try to get them all done with before October hits. If need be, we'll push into November. Because I sold a bunch. I was out. I was really tight on money last year, and I ran out. And so it was like, okay, I'm going to sell some extra slots, and I did. And now we're running up into those. So like for a while, we're just going to have Patreon sponsored reviews and some live show adaptations because those are easier to produce. We're going to definitely have a Mr. T review. I bought the next issue of Mr. T and the T-Force, but like it's going to be Patreon sponsored reviews for a while.
Also, Oda has said that he wants to end One Piece on the 30th anniversary, which is next year.
Ah.
Oh wow.
I mean, even seeing where the anime is going, like, you can't get much higher than the level of antagonist that they're at this point.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And I don't even necessarily mean power, but I mean, like hierarchy.
I can't say anything about what they're facing right now because Zen's right here, and Zen doesn't want spoilers for One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, One Piece, yeah, like, One Piece stuff is brand new, no spoilers, but they keep escalating.
But, yeah.
Hey, apparently, okay, I know this is just a joke because I know nothing about One Piece, but did you guys know that there's a One Piece in One Piece?
Whoa, wait, what? Hey,
So
One Piece is One Piece.
real!
Did you know that Buggy D Clown is the real person who's gonna find the One Piece? Truly.
Oh,
He
shit!
probably will as a joke, like, it'll probably happen. By the way, I saw a question in chat, are you finishing Descent tonight? No, we still have 3 more planets. You're on the last one in Saturn right now.
Well, one show that I want to say that I believe had a good ending, but I've heard fans say that they were confused by the ending, is Xena.
Xena? Well, wasn't that just like, it was just the end of an era, right? That was the point?
Yeah. All the gods are dead except for Ares and Aphrodite, who become the gods of good and evil.
Yeah, that tracks. Anyway, I gotta get off of here because I gotta get up at bone crack of dawn to go take a picture of an owl in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Because the owl only appears until 9 a.m. So fuck my life.
All right, good luck with that. You have yourself a good night.
Oh, I'll plug my shit before I go. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm Crimson. I do shit on Tuesdays on Twitch, 7 to 9 p.m. You can watch me fail it. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Lotus will be there, but he'll be an hour late. And then I am currently finishing up my B-roll for the Wrestlers with Superpowers movie. That'll be out to patrons this week. If you want to see it early, you can donate to my Patreon, which will be great. And if you don't want to donate to my Patreon, it's not coming out until literally right before Money in the Bank. So, yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Daniel Brandt says, I tried watching it on TV, then switched to my phone with headphones, and I can hear everyone and the game sound so much better on the latter.
Heck yeah.
Meanwhile, I just have to say this. Crimson has left. Now I, Bun Scream, are taking over the Discord.
Oh my god.
But,
You're a cheater.
Yeah.
I like the Xena ending because it ends with Xena and Gabrielle pretty much in a relationship.
I haven't seen Xena yet either.
You're gonna forget all this by the time we get around to watching Xena. We have so many things on our plate.
We have so many things on our plate, I know, but still.
Like, we are probably not gonna be able to watch Xena for like 2 years from now.
It's okay, I'll feed you Taco Bell and take over your show.
Even though I own all of Xena on DVD. Like, legitimately, I love Xena. I am mixed on Hercules. Mostly because of the actor.
Yeah, Xena was generally a better quality show, and yeah, retroactively we realized Kevin Sorbo sucks.
Well, I mean, I am disappointed in all of Kevin Sorbo.
Yes. You're disappointed.
I'm saying my stage direction.
To be fair, that was actually Evil Hercules, who was actually a lot more interesting. Because he was over the top and hammy. They should have done more stuff with the Evil universe than Xena and Hercules. It was fun. And yes, Kevin Sorbo got very, very bad.
Yeah.
Also, there's also Young Hercules, which is really not that bad.
I remember watching a little bit of Young Hercules.
Also, in a shocking twist, Clockwork Soul asks if anyone remembered the animated Hercules movie, the Titan singing. I don't remember the Titan singing, but I did see that movie.
Speaking of Ryan Gosling,
strong. I don't know that one.
Speaking of Ryan Gosling, I learned something the other day, and this is like forever gonna haunt me, because apparently this girl right here, Eliza, could have been on the Mickey Mouse Club with Ryan Gosling, Britney Spears, and Justin Timberlake, but turned it down. And now I'm just like, you could have met Ryan Gosling and been in the Barbie movie. You could have.
Yes, but we do not live in that universe. We live in the universe where I make all the dumb decisions.
The universe entirely made a trip. Got it.
We live in the universe where I turned down being on the Mickey Mouse Club, where I turned down working for Funimation, where I turned down doing all the stuff that could have been good for myself, that I kept on turning down.
You could have been the next Funimation VA and been absorbed into Crunchyroll. That's a bad thing. Okay, never mind.
I was gonna say, wait a second.
I turned down a lot of stuff that in retrospect were bad ideas.
Like, you see why sometimes I put my hand on the light and I'm like, why do you do this? Why?
Like you're playing 5D checkers.
I'm just saying, like, she's a good person and I love her, but sometimes I have to bring out the logic for it.
And yes,
We love you, but you're hopeless.
Yes.
Video, I agree. I made the correct decision in turning down being on Disney things. Because while I feel like it's good enough having been just been a child actor. Imagine if I'd been a Disney child actor.
But Ryan Gosling and Justin Timberlake, you could have brought Sexy back with him.
Yes, but I would have been a Disney child actor. My life does not need that much pain.
I would have helped. I wouldn't have known you, but I still would have helped. I joke. Like, half the time, like, me and Eliza are very complimentary of each other, where I have a different type of faults, and we both keep us going from a certain point of view.
And here, I wouldn't mind working for Disney now, because I'm an adult and capable of making intelligent decisions.
But now you're too old. You're too old to be an elf with attitude for Disney.
Too old to work for Disney. I just have to be a Disney mom.
Yeah, but Disney moms all die.
Oh, that's only the one from the animation. If I'm in live action stuff, I just have to have a big butt.
Like there's some Disney moms on TV shows that are animated Disney moms on TV shows that are still alive.
True, but they also have big butts. It's a better requirement for a Disney mom.
That's fair.
I don't know why. Yes, I read Spider-Girl series like Tom DeFalco. That's pretty much the only Spider-Man series I ever collected. Yeah, I never collected any Spider-Man stuff. My brother was into Spider-Man. I was into Spider-Girl.
Okay. Yeah, the yellow key now, yeah.
Hey, it's not just the Disney Pixar mom. Peg. Look at Peg in Goof Troop.
What? The Peg's not there anymore. The Goofy movie got rid of her.
Linkara, are you winning? That's a very good question.
The Goofy movie got rid of the mom.
Well, it's not as bad as what happened to Goofy's wife, who's dead.
That's what I just...
No, Peg is revealed to have been divorced from Pete. Kinda. They hint at it in the behind the scenes the director talking in an extremely goofy movie.
Okay, because like what my interpretation was both Peg and Goofy's wife were dead. Now, to be fair, Peg had every reason to lose.
Linkara, J Manor wants to know if you could try hopping in the voice chat. Doesn't know what his audio quality is.
1 second. Well, yes, J Manor, go right ahead. We will find out if your audio quality is good or not. 'Cause I don't think I've ever actually spoken to you on voice before.
I guess Padme would count as a Disney mom now.
She especially counts because she died after she had her kid.
You know who else? You know who else counts as a Disney mom? When you think about it, Mystique of the X-Men comics.
Yeah, I still hesitate to say Disney mom because it's not like a movie thing, but the character, yeah, okay.
Padme would count as a Disney mom because, like, I think this is before, like, probably, like, yes, the Star Wars movies can be watched via Disney, but they themselves.
Yeah, I know. They're not Disney movies. I was going to mention this myself, but Cameron beat me to it in chat. But like, you know, the alien queen from Aliens is a Disney mom because Aliens is now retroactively Disney. Like, it's a fun joke, but like.
The Planet of the Apes movies are now Disney, and that's weird.
Oh god! Dragon Ball Evolution is technically a Disney movie now because of like being able to watch it on Disney Plus.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You gotta hear the most amazing thing.
Go for it.
There are several Don Bluth films that were made by Don Bluth after leaving Disney for Fox that are now Disney films.
Oh god.
Is rolling over.
He's not dead yet.
Has joined us. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. Here at night, alone in the office.
It's all good. Sorry, go ahead.
I hope. Sorry. I hope I'm not too echoey. I try to close the room a bit.
Yeah, it's a little echoey, but nothing too.
There's an echo for sure, but it's not like ruining the quality.
Yeah, you are doing fine. We're going to be around for another 15 minutes or so before we call it quits for the night.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
At least
fine.
you're not as echoey as Landrew. Landrew is far more echoey.
And Backside 92 says, speaking of Disney, we need to have Mickey and the gang in a more serious project, like what they tried with the Three Musketeers and Prince and the Pauper.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
They did have a serious projects. We saw Goofy die in Kingdom Hearts too. It happened, and he got serious.
Yeah, to be fair,
Go ahead.
to be fair, Kingdom Hearts is probably the best example of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in modern day.
And to be fair, every single one of them has technically died in each of the games.
That is true when you think about it.
Yeah.
Although when it comes to serious Disney projects, again, I just gotta say this, but like a Goofy movie is so freaking good.
Okay, a Goofy movie I literally did a college paper on.
Really?
For my music theory class.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because I am such a fan of that movie.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
blame
Mickey
you.
was very serious in Kingdom Hearts.
Mostly because there is one song in that movie that I became obsessed with. Simply because I realized what it is. On the Open Road is the villain song.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now you gotta explain that. You need to explain that to me.
Yeah,
I never wrote a villain song.
That makes sense in a way.
On the Open Road is both of them telling what they want, and basically it's also saying what they want and what they are. Which is one song that can be for a hero or a villain, but an I am song is usually for the villain. That song has Goofy being the villain to Max, and Max being the villain to Goofy.
Also, like, when you think about it, a Goofy movie has two I want songs, but they tell different things about these characters. And a lot of them have cool meanings for every single character. Nothing is wasted. And the fact that On the Open Road is both a villain song because Max has no choice but to go. Like, Goofy doesn't listen. He doesn't want to listen. And that's the thing. Like, that it's interesting that they do it in such a way. I love a Goofy movie, and Extremely Goofy Movie kind of does it, but showing Goofy losing focus instead of being too focused. So.
Yeah, and also, almost every single song in that movie plays double duty. It's literally like breaking down how you do a musical.
Plus, it also homages Grease, and homaging Grease is pretty good.
And also, Nobody Else But You is the love song, but it's not about, romantic love, it's about familial love between a father and son.
They don't understand each other. Mm-hmm. And Eye to Eye is also kind of a love song, where they realize that if they listen to each other, that maybe we can compromise.
Because the true villain of a Goofy movie is miscommunication.
There you go.
And the director lying.
She was my teacher in high school.
Like, the Goofy movie was like my obsession for the longest time. And because I have autism, when I get obsessed with something, I go a little too far.
Why did you do that, Kanya?
I have autism and ADHD, so when I get obsessed with something, I go way too far.
Kanya,
What was your grade?
Go on my leg. You need to be careful because you slip all the time.
Yes, an extremely Goofy movie is about moving on and accepting the future.
My cat is trying to do things and failing to realize that she's bigger than she is, and she slips, and then she makes it my problem.
Wait, I haven't done
anything. Hannah.
I know, I just had to make the joke. Could you keep on saying that you have two cats that constantly do stuff?
Well, you said your cats.
Hate them.
I'm surrounded by cats.
I'm surrounded by kittens.
Well, like that identifies as a fun, buddy. I identify as a cat.
No, I identify as a problem.
I also will say this: while Superman has supervision, I require supervision.
I love you guys.
Okay, are you seriously asking what is Grease, or is this a joke?
It's just joking.
Okay. Grease is the word. Grease is the word. Haven't you heard?
By the way, if you were unaware, High School Musical started as Grease 3.
And I love High School Musical 1 through 3, so we have 5 great Grease movies.
Grease
Grease 2 is not a good movie.
The songs, and I love the cool writer segment. It's good.
Have you answered which Metal Gear Solid game we'll be reviewing? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, there you go.
Which Metal Gear Solid is Metal Gear Solid?
The first one. The first Metal Gear Solid, I should say, which is not the first game in Metal Gear, but you know what I mean. If you're asking what version I'm doing, I am doing the GOG version, which is the PC port from 2000, based off of, what's the name of it? Metal Gear Solid in something?
Integral?
Integral, yeah.
My favorite version of Metal Gear Solid would always be Twin Snakes.
Is that
that's the one that I played because I didn't have a PlayStation. So, I later got one, but Twin Snakes was the only one that I could play back when I was in high school.
Twin Snakes is the one that has Yoshi in it.
Is Twin Snakes the one that goes incredibly over the top?
Yes. No. Well,
yes.
I think
look at the cutscenes in Twin Snakes compared to in 1. Like, the director of Versus directed those, and those cutscenes are freaking extra, like the fight scenes.
Yeah, it's like Don't Make Cry.
Like, Snake beats Sniper Wolf with a 720 no-scope. It's absurd.
To be fair, at least it's not as insane as some of the stuff in Revengeance.
Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid
but Revengeance is platinum games, and it's all about spectacle. Twin Snakes is just like, you shouldn't be this weird for what the game is. Also, by the way, shout out to Twin Snakes for having multiple Eternal Darkness references.
Revengeance is just my favorite, only because that title is so stupid and I love it.
The title is ridiculous, but the music and the gameplay are crazy.
I hear it's amazing. I hear Revengeance is quite the Revengeance game.
I love the Metal Gear Solid franchise. One year I will do a playthrough of all the Metal Gear Solid games.
I'm working on something related to Metal Gear Solid, but I'll wait to talk about it. Look up Blue Sky. Maybe you'll find out when I'm doing Metal Gear Solid for something.
When you're doing Metal Gear.
I see mentioned that Metal Gear 2 was like crazy and revolutionary, and it was. Like Metal Gear Solid is basically a 3D remake. Like it's a sequel, but it's basically a 3D remake of Metal Gear 2.
For Revengeance, like I'm hoping to want to stream that in the future. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but maybe like after June when I do some stream like a stream thing I'm gonna be doing for in the month of June.
I'll be working on something with Metal Gear, but first I gotta finish Tsukihime. We have 6 more recordings. We're gonna get through it, and then I have to do a bunch of stuff. But so far I have over 52 hours of Tsukihime recorded. And this is only the Arquid route, and I'm not done. There's 5 routes in this game. It's gonna take me forever, but I'm doing it.
I once got a Patreon request to do Chaos Child, and I did it. But that's when I learned my lesson. Like, don't be so quick to do an entire like VN. Like those take forever, especially when you read them out loud.
Well, this is for Phil. Phil really wanted me to do his favorite game, but
to record all of it, that's endless.
It's taken so far I've done 16 3-hour sessions.
Yeah, it's a freaking nightmare, man.
So it's taken a while, but I'm doing it, and I think like I want to do some in between stuff that are like only an hour long, but yeah, I love Tsukihime, but it's a lot. And
a great game, but Jesus. Also, ZachFat92 says, by the way, I finished Midnight Burger. Did you know there was a thing called suffragitsu?
I did not.
The martial art of getting the right to vote.
Huh. But because we were talking about Metal Gear Solid, I think one of us has to say this now, so I'm going to do it. I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my ass keeps people learning the car.
We managed to avoid drowning. Good job.
One of us had to do it. One of us had to do it.
It's like one of those Japanese animes you like.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, Linkara, about that. When Otacon talks about his Japanese animes and it cuts to a Japanese anime, on PS1 and probably on PC, you're going to see footage of Police Knots, which was never released outside of Japan, and in Twin Snakes, the footage they cut to is from one of the anime cutscenes in Zone of the Enders, the second runner, which is funny because that's still technically PS2 footage on the GameCube.
What?
Like there's some anime stuff, but also like, I need scissors 61.
See, is that Metal Gear 1 or 2?
I believe that's 2.
That's definitely 2.
Metal Gear Solid 2, I have managed. Okay, one time. This happened mostly because of 3 things happening at the same time. 1, I was not able to sleep because of medication. 2, I was also in the middle of my detox of caffeine. Yeah, I managed to overdose on caffeine, don't ask.
I told you not to.
And 3, I decided to skip every single cutscene. So I managed to beat Metal Gear Solid 2 3 times in one day.
You mentioned that.
Also, it was don't overdose on caffeine.
You can't stop me.
It's not like in Futurama. It's not like Futurama. You do not migrate into another dimension. You die.
No, you just get very sick.
You get very sick.
And by the way, I will point out, like I've never done anything Metal Gear on my channel myself, but I did do a playthrough of Police Knots and of Snatcher.
Huh. So they'll make me smarter, huh?
By the way, how I managed to overdose on caffeine was I drank about 8 lots of coffee in one day.
Why are you like this?
I used to have a coffee obsession.
Alright, you are now fired. You are fired. I have to constantly fire her or she doesn't learn.
Baby.
Drinking more than like 2 cups of coffee in a day in a long time.
Getting through 2 levels in one day, in one stream, is now an accomplishment.
17 levels. How many total are there?
I think 20.
20 something.
We're close.
We still have 3 planets left because remember, this is a 90s game. Pluto was totally a planet.
Yep.
Wait, Pluto? Well, if you go back to the 50s, Pluto was just added and then taken away. We keep deciding whether or not it's a planet. I think it's a planet.
It's technically it's something what's called like a dwarf planet or something like that.
Yeah, it's a dwarf planet. But here's the thing: Pluto was only added as a planet in 1958, which is this was removed as a planet in 2005. That means it was only a planet for what?
49 years.
Years? It wasn't even a planet for a full 50 years.
It's not even a full lifetime.
All right, processing station Otomo, Uranus orbit. Get it? Because the name sounds like a butthole.
Well, I mean, that joke used to make sense, but they changed the name of the planet precisely because they were tired of hearing the joke. It's now called Eurectum.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we could always just use more correct pronunciation of the
It's a Futurama joke, but it's still a good one.
I was gonna say I can't take credit for that, unfortunately, but
We've changed it to Eurectum now.
We could always take the word.
Yeah, no, you pronounce you to get around the giggles, you call it Uranus. So no contact with Uranus, Moon, Miranda. Report when main reactor's been destroyed. Caution advised. Prepare for descent.
Sounds like urine. I suggest we use the more mythologically accurate pronunciation, which we Uranus.
Or Uranos. Uranos.
Gabba butt. We'll call it.
That really caught me off guard.
Call it Heart Blark Mall Cart.
All right, with that, we are calling it a night here because we actually like finished 2 maps. That last map for Saturn was actually really simple. Well, I say simple, it was like simpler, and the exit was just on the other side of the room. So that was unusually easy given everything else we've had to do tonight. Sure, it's Yannick. Why wouldn't it be? All right, well, I want to thank my wonderful guests for joining us this evening. Of course, Crimson, who had to head out. Eliza.
It's great being here, and I will definitely be streaming tomorrow. I know I've been trying to get back into streaming for the last 3 weeks, but that's because life has been life.
Want to thank Zen.
Hi, I'm a bunny. I'm hard at work on a Bun Plays of Tsukihime, and I'm history of Bun pieces being worked on. I am finalizing a large portion of the script for the Buggy D Clown arc tonight, and we're gonna go with that. Yes, that thing I said may happen in the future. It's happening again. Ooh. It's happening.
Thank you, Lotus.
Thanks for having me. I will be streaming at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday for Suikoden 5, Wednesday for patrons, Onimusha 3, Friday for everyone, The Messenger, and I'm currently releasing daily Let's Play uploads of Deadly Premonition 2, and because it's going to be my birthday this week, I might do a bonus stream on Saturday. We'll see about that.
Happy early birthday to Lotus.
Yay!
Happy birthday, and a happy birthday to Eliza as well.
Yes, because my birthday was Friday.
Yes, happy belated birthday to Eliza.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to both of you.
Thank you, Xandru.
Gonna be streaming this week, doing 2 streams on Twitch, one an art stream and one just a random stream. But Friday on YouTube at 7 p.m. I return to playing Doom: The Dark Ages. I think I'm just gonna be focusing on story and not on the secret, so that I can get on that really quick, and then I could just so that I can like find the secrets after stream, kind of thing.
And finally, certainly not least, Jay Manor for joining us at the end there.
And that's for. Yeah, I have nothing.
That's all good. You can, Jay Manor, where can they find your incredible artwork aside from my title cards?
Hopefully, if I have something else to offer, you can find me on Blue Sky. Only J Manor altogether without anything other than that. Otherwise, I hope to be more active there because I have nothing to offer.
It's all good. Everyone else have yourselves a good rest of the evening. I'm going to get some food in me and then get back to work on the script for the Star Trek Next Generation live show adaptation. Good night, everybody. We'll be back next week with more Descent.
Good night and good
Bye,
news.
people.